everyone, MuseScript here, and I'm back for another Heartshell commentary. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Last one was episode 3, obviously, which I did back in early April. So, what's been going on during that time? Well, I've had a lot of fun watching Season 7 so far. It's been an absolute treat for me, and I'm liking all of the episodes, and I like how they have centered episodes for each of the main cast. Like, first we had one focusing on Starlight Glimmer, then we had one focusing on Twilight Sparkle, and then the one that we got today was focusing on Pinkie Pie. And then they'll be focusing on each of the main 6 later on, which I think is so cool. So anyway, also, since the last commentary, I have done some fan art pictures for Season 7 on my DeviantArt page. For those who want to check those out, just go to the link below and then you can view them yourselves. Anyway, also speaking of art, I know that in my announcement with the episode 5 preview of the Heartshell, I mentioned that I needed artists. And that was, of course, only for people who were interested in doing art for an audio drama. But it didn't necessarily mean that I desperately needed more artists. Because I know I'm a really, really fast artist and I can do most of the art by myself. But I was also giving other people an opportunity if they wanted to, be a part of a little tiny production, they could. And yeah, I mean, that gate is still open. But then if no one is interested in the end, that's also okay. I'm acting like a total Fluttershy. I am not a doormat, I swear. So, anyway. I think I've spoken for long enough, and I need to get on to what I'm actually doing a commentary on. Episode 4 of the Heartshell, which is titled Origins. Yeah, this episode was very fun to work on. I had 3 artists joining me. Dolphin WaveX, Ruby Ink 37, and Zoe Eris. I still don't know how to pronounce that, but whatevs. Although I did get some bad news from Ruby Ink 37, that she probably wouldn't be doing art for the drama anymore, and yeah, with personal reasons, that's absolutely fine. I completely understand that. Anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to start the episode in 3, 2, 1, and play.
Previously on the Heartshell, we already assumed that Rainbow Dash would
Here's
not
the previously on the Heartshell bit.
Routine hibernating and all. She's suffered through a lot in the past 3 weeks. She can't even spin heart swimming with her pet. Well, at least that wasn't the scariest thing that happened to me today.
The adorable works of Dolphin WaveX.
That came from Rainbow Dash's fireplace earlier. What? Dear Rainbow
Oh, that was a little loud. Whatever.
Sent by your truest desire. This watch can bring your pet tortoise back from hibernation.
Yes, the watch. I love doing the voice of the watch.
Who are you? I can't believe it actually worked. And it's all thanks to this watch. I don't know how it did it, but it has. I can finally do all those things with you I couldn't before. I wonder who could have sent that watch. It seemed very mysterious, you know? When we last saw her, she wasn't herself, but now she's back to normal. Something doesn't seem right about that, and I think that watch might have something to do with it.
And that is what this episode will be focusing on. The origins of the watch. That's why this episode is called Origins. Yeah. So, yeah, for those who haven't watched the episode, go and watch the episode first. I should have said that earlier, but too late. This is a little setup I like to call, well, actually, I haven't really found a proper name for it, but like something going on and then something else going on at the same time, like focusing on a character's perspective on a situation, I guess. And this is what I use in this episode. And actually, I kind of discovered that when I was watching Princess Trixie Sparkle for the first time. Magpie Pony used that with something going on and then something else going on at the same time in another episode. Well, actually, the first time I kind of saw it MLP related was when they did it in actual episodes. I think it was back in season 3, where they had games ponies play, focusing on the main 6, and just for sidekicks, focusing on Spike and the pets. Yeah, so this is what I've done here. And this episode, I haven't used Coral Video Studio at all, because I had a couple of problems with it anyway. So this episode is made entirely in Movie Maker. And yeah, this is where the preview comes in. I really like this picture. I like the shading here. But then again, sound effects were an absolute nightmare. And I really regret saving them until last. And then this track is called Creeper, first played in episode 3.
So, you're actually going to permanently confiscate it from her? Yep. I don't know if this is going to work, darling. Are you sure you want this?
Oh yeah. Whoops. I had a seed drop on the roof of my recording space.
So what is your plan?
And I wasn't able to edit that out. But whatever.
That's why we'll sneak in at night and take it. But that's considered as trespassing. It won't matter. As long as Rainbow is back to normal the non-magic way, that's all I care about. Fine, but I still don't think this is a good idea.
And I still question Twilight's motives, but whatever. So that was like the last little bit of episode 3 there. So this is actually happening at the same time as the last little bit of episode 3.
I personally think they need more glamour in them.
And yeah, the ninja outfits were modeled from the episode It's All About Time. I think that's the title of the episode? Yeah, I think it is.
Why not? I don't have wings, and flying is the only way to get up there.
Oh, I loved how I voiced Rarity in that. I don't have wings, and flying is the only way to get up there.
I'll fly up to her bedroom window, then use my magic to save.
And then this track is called Trouble. I seem to use this track a lot.
And what am I doing? You keep guard. Make sure no pony comes this way. I think no pony will.
And
darling.
another
It's
thing
the
drops
middle
on the
of night,
roof.
And almost every pony has gone to bed. It's not like Canterlot,
Yeah.
where everywhere is
I
constantly
hate it
dark.
when that happens.
Did you say Canterlot? Yes? Change of plan. Oh, what is it now? Instead of confiscating it, let's find out where it came from.
Dun da da da, and then there's the main plot for the episode.
Cities to find strange magical artifacts. Or we could just ask Rainbow where it came from. But she doesn't know either. This plan makes no sense. We're supposed to be quiet. Right.
And then this is where it intersects with the last little bit of episode 3.
There it is.
That little bit there. That bit there. And that's Twilight's magic we find out in this episode.
Twilight!
And yeah, sorry about the distortion. So there was like a magical surge.
I don't know what happened, but I was successful in transporting it for a while. But then there was this magical surge that stopped me from taking it. A magical surge? Yes. And I think we may have woken Rainbow Dash up. We better get out of here!
And then there's Rainbow Dash. She doesn't really have a major appearance in this one.
What could have happened?
And that's like the only
It was
line.
a close one.
This is Ruby Ink 37's art. I must say, it's really pretty and detailed. I like the effort that she did have on there.
Oh, don't tell me you have another idea.
Shame she isn't
But I
doing
remember
art for the drama anymore,
I was
but
testing the water
yeah.
for magical effects yesterday.
I'm kind of envious of her art. It's just really pretty and detailed. Ah!
Magical surge is stopping me from handling it. But not just that. I also drew hundreds of diagrams.
Yeah, just Twilight.
This in 7 minutes? Only 7 minutes?
And then,
Well,
of
that's
course,
all we
Rarity's
were
theme
gone
is playing
for.
in the background.
So, how do all of these
And then back to my
diagrams
art.
help us find who sent the watch? The store owner of the antique store, Mr. Alias.
Mr. Alias.
Every single piece of ancient
Let me
artifacts
just...
to him. But the watch isn't really
This
ancient.
audio drama doesn't have any male voice actors, so you won't actually see Mr. Alias. He is just a concept devil forever. be a
Well,
concept.
It's too late at night to do so. Maybe tomorrow. You don't have to come with me, Rarity. I lived in Canterlot. I think I can do this by myself. Don't be ridiculous. I must come with you, for I also have magical powers up my metaphorical sleeve. Besides, it's Canterlot. I'd like to visit again, since I'm planning to open a new boutique there. Really?
And that's a reference to the season 5 episode Canterlot Boutique. So I had the theory of my own little timeline, and the episodes weren't in chronological order in my mind, so I would say that Thanks for the Memories and Heartbreakers came before Canterlot Boutique.
Let's meet at the station at 8 a.m. Good idea. That's when the earliest train to Canterlot leaves.
But knowing Twilight Sparkle, she's gonna get stressed about the time anyway.
That is an outfit that I'm not wearing again. Because I'm fabulous and this is Canterlot, I need to go with something magnifique.
Still questioning... I'm still questioning Rarity's motives in this, but whatever. She does seem to wear very fancy things when she is in Canterlot. But I think this outfit is pretty much way over the top. I'm really not the best at designing outfits at all. She's like wearing a ring on her horn, oh my god. I really have terrible fashion sense. I don't care for fashion either, Rarity.
Whether we are going to an antique store or not. Fine, let's just get on the train.
It took me forever to try and find train sound effects. But whatever. And then they have arrived in Canterlot.
Twilight, are you sure you know where you're going? Maybe you should have something more useful in front of your eyes, like a map. I told you I lived in Canterlot most of my life. I know exactly where I'm going. I don't even need a map. If you say so. Hello? Any pony here? Twilight, maybe we shouldn't be here. It looks like no pony else is around. Don't be ridiculous. The sign said it was open, so he must be around here somewhere.
And then we have the debut of one of my original characters for this series, Madame Cleos.
Excuse me.
She's like this middle-aged pony. Middle-aged pony fortune teller. And I don't even know what accent I used to do her voice.
Who are you?
It's just...
I am Mr. Arius's aunt, Madame Cleos.
Are you a fortune teller?
And the theme playing right now is called Finding Answers, and it is Twilight Sparkle's theme. Even though it sounds very Japanese. But originally I was having a sitar in the background, but of course, oh, another seed dropped on the roof then. Anyway, as I was saying, the sitar on Sibelius just sounds like a guitar to me, so not much help at all.
Yes, we do. So, do you know what this object is?
It is a watch.
It is a watch. I was also trying my best not to sound like Zecora, because I can also do Zecora's voice.
That a rainbow maned Pegasus called Rainbow Dash owns.
You can tell that by the pictures?
Yes,
I would describe her character as a very, very creepy fortune teller. She just has magical powers to her, even when she's an earth pony. It's kind of creepy, but whatever.
Yes, I think I might be able to.
We have the 5th original song of the series, Secrets. And this is kind of like a swung sort of mysterious jazz style, which is quite different from the other songs I've had, because most of the songs I've had have either been ballads or triumphant stuff. Okay, well, Half Swing Party 101 wasn't a ballad either. That was just an easy listening thing.
What if she can't solve this mystery? We have to act real quick. Twilight, don't you see? Every pony
And then the harpsichord is accompanying Rarity, because like in the show, sometimes the harpsichord accompanies Rarity. Ah, I had it right the first time. And it's actually Rarity's theme in the melody, and Twilight's theme is in the rest of the song. I think most of the themes are from actual songs that they've sung. For example, Pinkie Pie's theme, the second half of Pinkie Pie's theme, which you'll probably hear later because you've only heard one half of it from then, is based on Half Swing Party 101. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I mentioned. Rainbow Dash is not based on a song though.
Some form of magical being inside. The watch was transported via a fireplace in a vision of smoke.
Twilight.
I just kind of reused images here. I didn't really want to be bothered creating new images. It was a pretty tedious scene to work on.
Anything else?
Okay, that was the only image that was new, and then I just had... Actually, total lie, that wasn't the only new image I had after the song.
Some kind of levitation?
That was me. I tried to get the watch away from Rainbow Dash.
Madame Cleos is unrealistically creepy with finding out stuff. I would say even more precise than Zakora.
The wish hadn't been made, but when you tried to take it using your magic, it had already happened.
And that explains stuff.
Now, we still need to figure out who or what still sent the watch, and what wish Rainbow had on it.
And then that's the other new image I had. I love doing close-ups on eyes. That seems to be a habit of mine. I used that as the thumbnail for the fake episode 4 trailer, which I had for the April Fool's joke with Fluttershy's eye to make things more dramatic and make people click on it faster. That was still a funny prank.
Is there any way to get that source back?
Nothing. I'm sorry, but the source is dead. I can't bring it back.
Thanks anyway, darling.
Originally, there was something about Rarity talking about the scent that a dog picks up, but then I decided to delete that because it didn't really have any relevance to what they were talking about. And this is art by Zoe Erdas. She only had one picture. And, well, the train tracks were kind of not correct there, but who cares. I'm not really critiquing anyone's art right now. That's pretty much the only thing. Oh yeah, and Apple Bloom doesn't have a cutie mark in this picture, but oh well.
Exactly. There are different ideas of cutie marks engraved in stone. I'm sure the others would love them.
And this pretty much follows directly after
Cutie marks.
Hearthbreakers.
Entire quinceanera for you guys 2 months ago. Well, yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, and this is the second half of Pinkie Pie's theme, Excitement. And this is pretty much one of the only times that this theme would actually play. Oh yeah, and this is the first time voicing Apple Bloom in the drama. I have tried voicing the other CMC, but Apple Bloom seems to be my best one.
Presents! I completely forgot!
Forgot about what?
We promised the others that we would get presents for them too, but we didn't have time to do that. Now we're going to go into Ponyville
And then
presents for
this is the last part of Lonely. This little lost here.
Before we come and visit them, maybe we can stop in one of the Ponyville shops and get them something quickly.
That sounds like a good idea.
And then we're back to my art. I love how I drew Apple Bloom there, with just that blank expression on her face. Those 2 dots for eyes. Almost like a chibi style sort of thing.
What's the matter, Pinkie?
Applejack, can I talk to you about something?
And this effect that I had on the music is kind of... It's called pull stretch, which is a really strange but awesome effect on Audacity, where it kind of stretches and slows something down.
So, Pinkie, what do you want to chat to me about?
And then we have the subplot for the episode.
Ever since I've known you, something has always been bugging me.
Oh, and what might that be?
You know that in your family you have your granny, your big brother, and your little sister, right?
Yeah?
And in my family, I have my 3 sisters and my parents.
Yeah?
What's bugging me is that I've never seen your parents before. I mean, where are they?
And there's the headcanon that people always claim
But I really wanted to meet them at some point.
that, you know, because Applejack's parents are gone. Although, spoiler alert, I have heard that her parents are actually gonna make a brief appearance, I guess, in an episode. But this drama was created before season 6 aired, so this is in a parallel universe. I based the designs of the parents on a picture that I saw, and many people thought that they were probably her parents, but then I had to make up the names for the characters, and that the hat belonged to the father, Blue Core. Blue Core and Pink Lady, that very original names there. And the music playing right now, the easy listening music, is called The Past, and this is Applejack's theme. So yeah, we now have 2 themes playing in this episode. First Twilight Sparkle's theme, and now Applejack's theme. And yeah, those pictures that I drew for the flashback, I really liked how well that looked in the end. Poor Applejack. But I really love this theme, one of my favorite themes that I've composed so far. And not Applejack, Pinkie Pie is acting out of character, but then she is allowed to be serious from time to time. She doesn't entirely have to be ridiculous all the time. And then we have Dolphin Wave X's art. She only did a couple of images for this scene, for this episode, but still, they were really cute and adorable, and she sent them pretty early on in the month, and I really didn't expect to expect that to happen, but whatever. And this is the OST that played in the actual trailer for the episode, and this is titled Origins. I think all of the OSTs that played in the trailers had the same name as the episode. Okay, well, except for episode 3. That's the only exception so far. Episode 3 had the Watcher's theme playing in the trailer, but there is a track called Hope, which played in episode 3 as well. And this track I really like as well, because I was really inspired by Thomas Newman, one of my favorite composers of all time. And this is back to my own art, doing a little backstory of Pinkie Pie. Because in the episode Pinkie Pride, she was in Ponyville when she was a filly. So, yeah. I think I already explained that in my first commentary I did, back in episode 1.
It did take some courage until I finally stood up to them. And to make matters worse, the day that I ran away was Harstring Eve. I abandoned them just like that because I had so much doubt in myself.
And then back to Dolphin Wave X's art.
I bet they would have missed you when you ran away. After you brought laughter and smiles to your own home, you leave them just like that? Didn't you think that they would miss you?
And then the true colors come out.
I was scared. My family was really strict. I felt like I didn't really belong.
Well, she didn't really enjoy herself trying to harvest rocks when she was a filly, until she,
Guess you're right.
had the sonic rainbow, etc.
Hey, Applejack, this is our chance.
And that was the train stopping.
Our chance to get presents for our friends. It's not likely that they'll be in Canterlot, right?
Probably not.
Well, they're wrong. They're dead wrong. Because they're a rarity in Twilight. And this image I drew back in December of 2016. I decided to keep it because I couldn't be bothered redrawing it. It was for the first trailer I ever did for the Heart Show.
I just want to know what that is.
We really shouldn't be digging into our friend's privacy like this.
We aren't. I just care about her safety. I'm worried about that magical force. I'm worried about everything.
How can you be
And then
worried about
Pinkie Pie
everything?
appears out of nowhere.
Pinkie Pie? Applejack? What are you two doing here?
Originally,
Doing some last-minute
this
shopping.
is where it would cut
Then
to
we were gonna go into
when I was doing the original script of the Heart Shell.
What are you and Mary doing here?
Oh, nothing really.
So, like, after
That's not
Twilight and Rarity went to Madame Cleo's, then it would just cut to here. But no, then I decided to add some backstories to Applejack and Pinkie Pie.
Farm and how the apples and the pies goes along. Sweet. Let's go to a cafe and talk there.
I really think we needed to continue our research.
Not really. We haven't seen our friends in a couple of days. The research can wait. I was really sad when the apples were leaving.
That's an adorable picture I drew.
Special surprise
And then this is just a little tiny recap of Halfbreakers.
Help us carry Holder's boulder all the way up the hill. Then we decided next time we do that, we should deliberately toss it down, then push it back up again. We'll make it an apple pie tradition.
I love doing that line.
Darlings, I'm so glad that things were okay.
We'll make it an
today.
apple pie tradition!
We've talked about what happened to us. Why don't you tell us what happened whilst we were away?
Yeah, about that.
No. Was there a zombie apocalypse whilst we've been gone?
Not exactly. It's not as extreme as that either. What happened, Sugar?
And then the Watchers theme is playing in the background.
See, we had the Heartstring party at Fluttershy's cottage. Then we heard from Spike that there was a black shadowy...
And this is all you pretty much see of the cafe. I mean, I was observing the types of cafes that they would have in Canterlot, but I also wanted to create one that was actually indoors, because most of them were outdoors.
Came to the conclusion that the watch was to blame, so he went off to Camelot to find more information about the watch. Madame Cleos told us that the watch has magical wishing powers.
Exposition, well, not really exposition, but just... Maybe I should have shortened it, but whatever. I should have had, like, several hours of pointless explanation later. No, I'm kidding.
And you two were in Camelot trying to find who it was sent by and what wish she made from it?
And you said that what she wished for made her happy again?
That is correct. I think I might have a side idea of what she wished for.
Dun dun
You do
dun!
remember why she was sad in the first place? I'm thinking that that same sin has made her happy.
That makes no sense. How can somebody
That seems to be a line that I use a lot.
The actual pony.
Unintentionally.
And being in that position myself, I know what that feels like. But unlike Rainbow, I can never have the happiness she has. Stop talking in riddles, Applejack.
Sorry, I don't really have that much to say here.
Circumstance. Do you know what Rainbow could have wished
Oh.
for?
This bit.
You see, Twilight.
We find out what really happened to her parents. Well, kind of.
I don't want to leave you.
And then she has a breakdown. This is probably one of the scariest moments in the drama so far. And I guess it was slightly inspired by the anime Clannad, which is an anime that I love a lot. One of my favorite animes of all time. I think one of the characters had a breakdown.
She must still be sad about her parents.
A breakdown, and then remembering her dead parents, I guess. It's a similar thing.
Y'all don't understand.
That's also one of the scariest faces I've ever drawn.
You don't understand what I'm going through. Therefore, you'll never know what Rainbow Dash is going through.
And the soundtrack that played was called Tension. That also played in episode 2.
Let's do that.
Enough crying, Applejack. We want Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash to see you smile when we get to Ponyville.
That's right. I don't know what came over me.
This is the 6th original song in the series, and the one solo song sung by Applejack. For the record, this would probably be my go-to song because I loved singing as Applejack. It was in my normal singing range because in reality, I am an alto with a passion. Not that I don't like singing as Pinkie Pie, but singing as Applejack is more comfortable in a way. And also singing as Twilight Sparkle is also more comfortable. And Fluttershy and Rarity. Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie would be the hardest to sing for me. Oh yeah, like the nightmares that she has every single night. Technically speaking, she only had them after the incident with Rainbow Dash and Tank. That wasn't really mentioned in this episode. But of course, Do Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep would happen before Tank's for the Memories. Because yeah, Tank does make an appearance in that episode. And they're like, hey, Tank is back, Tank has returned! And I'm like, well, it could have happened before Thanks for the Memories. It's not entirely in chronological order, guys. And actually, the melody for this song was composed earlier in 2016, I think? Yeah, 2016. And it was for a composition subject that I was doing in high school. And when it didn't really make it through, then I just decided to recycle some composition and pitch it down lower. And then she sees her parents. Also, one of the best instrumentals I've done for a vocal song too. I love that note. This would probably be the only song. Fun fact, I think I did this song in one take. This was like the first take and the only take of this song. It just worked out so well in the end and I didn't really need to do another take. And we just kind of have Applejack's true colors. Even when she is the element of honesty, well, I guess she isn't really lying, but more rather keeping the truth from them. Ironic, because she was before. But she is making an effort not to, trying to anyway. This bit here. And the truth comes out. The obvious theory that her parents had passed away, but how? We just kind of saw them in the hospital, but we don't really know how they got in the hospital. Then we have Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy.
Fluttershy, what are you doing here?
Twilight, I have some bad news.
And yeah, something bad has happened to Tank. You'll find out what happens in the next episode. Okay, jokes. One of the fans of the audio drama was like, is Tank dead? And then I'm like, no, Tank is sick. You'll find out what happens to him in episode 5. Okay, well, the preview for episode 5 actually kind of explains the main plot of the episode, but it really doesn't give any more than that. So, yeah. That was episode 4. Which, yeah, kind of intercepted with a bit of episode 3 for a little bit as well. My favorite song of this episode, if I had to choose, would probably be What Is the Truth? What is the truth all the way? I loved singing that song. Yeah, that was episode 4. I already mentioned that before, but yeah. What else do I have to say, really? I already mentioned that I'd be losing an artist, and that is a bit unfortunate, but I guess some things kind of have to be done if, I'm not gonna force anyone who kind of has artist block. That would not be fair. Yeah. So I mentioned at the start of the video that I did have fan art for the episodes of season 7 for those who want to check it out. Yeah, I did already mention that. Let's see. And the next commentary for the Heart Shell will happen on the weekend after episode 5 airs, which again, I'm really not sure when that is. But you will find out in due time when that is. I think that is all I have to say. That is all from me. I don't really have anything else to say, so this is MuseScript signing out. Bye!